Okay, so here we go. This first game that we have on the Acer Aspire is going to be Sniper Elite 3. I have MSI Afterburner up in the left-hand corner, and this is set to 1920 by 1080, graphics detail at medium, and pretty much everything set to the medium setting on 1080p. Upper left-hand corner, you're going to see that we have average of 30 to 40 frames per second, so not too bad. I'm just going to do a quick round of survival to give you guys an idea of the performance of this particular game. So the gameplay is smooth. The recording software, I used OBS to record this, and it may be a little grainy due to the fact that I'm recording on a laptop. But this particular laptop does a really good job at that price point that I spoke about in the unboxing of $549. And the 940MX with 2 gigabytes of DDR5 VRAM do a really good job here. This is not a really taxing game. As you can see, we're averaging about 30 to 35 frames a second, and it's not 60 frames. I mean, if you really want to get 60 frames, you can drop this down to 720p in medium and get, closer to 60 frames per second constantly. But this is totally playable. I didn't have any problems playing this game at all. So I will stop for a little while. I'll let you guys watch some of the gameplay, and then we'll move on to the next game. So there you go. Sniper Elite 3, not too taxing of a game. You can get 30 to 40 frames per second constant on this. It looks good while you're playing it. Plays really well, no hangups, nothing like that. So very impressed with that. Okay, so now we've got Diablo 3 set to 1920 by 1080 at 60 Hertz. Everything's set on high. SSAO is off. And it has its own frame counter in the lower right hand corner, so we don't have to use MSI Afterburner for this. And you're going to see that we're averaging anywhere from 30 or so frames a second to the mid 40s as we're playing. So we will do a Nephilim Rift, or at least part of one, and show you guys some of the gameplay here and see how it holds up as far as, you know, with some action, some bosses, some higher action. You can see it drop down into the 30s, but still very playable in 1080p on this 940MX. And again, this laptop itself you can pick up for a decent price. So, you know, being able to play games in 1080p, even though they're not full 60 frames a second, this still performs very, very well. I'm going to let you watch the gameplay, and then I will be back. Now again, you could drop this down to 720p and get pretty close to that 60 frames per second mark if you wanted to, but beyond that, everything was fine with Diablo 3. Okay, so here's one everybody wants to see. It's Grand Theft Auto 5. Very demanding game CPU-wise. So I set this to 1080p. And then as you can see, as we scroll through some of the options here, everything else is kind of just normal preset. I didn't really bump too much up. I'm using 1250 megabytes out of my 2047 megabytes on the 940MX, and all the advanced graphics are off. So it's basically just a straight 1080p normal preset. Up in the left-hand corner, you're going to see MSI Afterburner. It's going to be covered up a little bit by the tooltips that pop up. But as you can see, we're getting anywhere between 30 frames, 35 frames to 45 frames a second on 1080p normal preset. I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this gameplay video, and I hope you enjoy it.
Ain't about to dock my pay again. Homie, man, if you need some bread, I can hook you up with JB's tow truck. It ain't got glamour, but it's some money to be made. So him and Tanya can smoke crack in peace? Homie, I'm good. Hey, dog, we be doing Simeon a disservice if we ain't test these rides out. He ain't even gonna know if they good if we don't push him to the brink. How you feel me? Think they gonna get us? Never. The white Up here, through the studio. Let's show these movie people how we do.
So as you can see, GTA 5 plays very well in the 1080p preset in normal. Had no problems playing this as well. If you do want to bump it down again to 720p, you're going to come closer to that 60 frames a second, but it is fully capable of doing 1080p. I hope you enjoyed the video. If there are any other games you guys want to see on this particular laptop, go watch my unboxing and first impressions video. You'll have a card to that in this video. And leave some comments below on what games you'd like to see tested on this laptop, and I'll do my best to do that for you. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.